Welcome back to another video, guys. Today, it is all about FIFA 23. What do we know about the game already? And let me tell you this. It's going to be well, I don't know how quick the video will be, but a huge deep dive into the trailer that came out a week ago. Now, I know that sounds a little bit boring, but trust me, some of the things I know from this trailer that maybe a lot of people didn't see, we're going to cover in this video. And we're going to talk about the gameplay they revealed over the last few days. There was, I think it was about 20 minutes long of just like a deep dive with the pitch notes explaining all the new features that are to do with gameplay. And there's, of course, lots more to come. We're going to learn about Ultimate Team, career mode, other things, other game modes that maybe we don't care about. Really looking forward to the Pro Clubs announcements. We'll see what happens. I'll be making plenty more FIFA 23 reveal videos. But let's talk about the trailer. And I know it doesn't sound too exciting because it's been a week, but trust me when I say this, there is a lot in that trailer that I don't think people have seen. So I'm going to really break it down for you guys, but keep it simple. And let's see what they showed us. So nice and simple to start off with. Mbappe is returning. He is still the main ambassador, the cover star of FIFA. But he is joined by women's international player Sam Kerr. She plays for Chelsea and Australia. And I really like to see this. There's a big focus on bringing women's football into the game with a lot of realism and authenticity. So that is great. New ambassador confirmed. And then about 7 or 8 seconds in, we can see a brand new stadium coming to the game. This is the Los Angeles Bank of California, I think it's called. That is a new stadium that's coming to FIFA 23. We've also got some new cinematic shots from outside stadiums. For example, we've got the Etihad. We've also got the Parc des Princes as well. New pre-game cinematics. Then up next, they showed us another brand new stadium. This is the Man City Women's Stadium. I believe it's just called the Academy Stadium. Brand new to FIFA 23. And also, straight after this one, we have, I think this is Real Valladolid. Their stadium, I don't know what it's called, but Real Valladolid Stadium is also brand new. And then about 15 seconds in, this is PSV Stadium. The Philips Stadion, I think it's called. Let me go ahead and slow down the trailer here so we can see this in a little bit more detail. But next, after we get some more hero shots or ambassador shots, whatever you want to call it, we're seeing some women's football here. So we've got the Chelsea club team. We've got the Man City team here as well. And here's Sam Kerr, the new ambassador. So this is where things get very interesting, guys. Little things that maybe we wouldn't have noticed because they're very small. Small text. Very annoying. So I've got this in 4K. Hopefully you guys can see everything. But Hypermotion 2, of course, has been confirmed. Hypermotion was introduced last year, and they've made it even better this year. And look at this, guys. Crossplay incoming. We already knew crossplay was coming, but it wasn't confirmed in solid stone until maybe a month or so ago. So maybe some people missed it. Hopefully not. And this is huge because we've needed it for some time in FIFA. Just think how good Ultimate Team would be with crossplay, right? And finally, we're getting it. However, some bad news, guys. There is no crossplay in Pro Clubs. Just let that sink in for a second. What game mode other than Ultimate Team would benefit the most from crossplay? I mean, Pro Clubs, right? Unfortunately, that's not the case. And there are some also some other negatives in terms of market sharing. So you can't buy from PS5 to PS4 on Ultimate Team. You're going to be stuck with new consoles only. So PS5 and Xbox Series X or S, whatever it's called. There's 2 of them, isn't there? And then you've got the PC market still separate. So this iteration of crossplay isn't perfect. But at least you will be able to play with other players on different consoles within reason. Up next, let's see what else we will see. Haaland, of course, in the game. You've got lots of more small numbers. I'm looking at all of them, just checking it all. I think you've got the actual physical resemblance of Haaland, his body shape and his animations will be custom made to him. And at the bottom here, behind the red line, you can see machine learning. So they've been talking about Hypermotion 2 and how their game engine has machine learning. It all sounds very fancy, doesn't it? Here we've got Katoto, the PSG women's player. We've also got, I believe, Leon in the background there. So that's another 2 women's clubs confirmed. But actually, they do have the entire French league. And of course, they're showing off some brand new skill moves, some sort of flick to ball roll. There's Bellingham as well. Right, another interesting thing to look at here. This is Valverde, diving header. But look at this, new chemistry system engaged. If I go back a bit, you should see the full... Oh, it's cutting it off with his sock, but it says new chemistry system engaged. There is a new way to build teams in Ultimate Team. There is a new chemistry system. So when they do a deep dive on that, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very interested. It's a completely new way of getting chemistry with your players, and maybe we're going to be able to build a little bit more out there teams, if that makes sense. Now, of course, every year, every new iteration of FIFA, they do improve the graphics, but can I just say, how incredible does the pitch and the grass look here? I mean, FIFA is not the most beautiful game in the world. Of course not. And there's over 100 stadiums, I believe, and that's a lot of detail they would have to pack into the game. But one thing they can absolutely improve on over the years is things like the grass and how players look in the light and in the rain and things like that. And they have definitely improved it year on year, but I have never, ever seen the grass look this good. This is obviously next gen, so if you've got the PS5, you've got the new Xbox, you will have beautiful grass like this. I think, honestly, this looks like a new colour shading to me. It's completely different to what we've seen before. Now, I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but this is a new feature, apparently. Left-footed skill moves. Explain that to me. LF Elastico, left-footed Elastico. So prior to this game, we are not able to pull off skill moves with a left foot. I'm sorry, but how is that how's that a thing? Just, again, let that sink in. It's FIFA 23 coming out, and we're only just getting left-footed skill moves. Look, it's great that they've added it in, but I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. And you can see here, foot position, real-time animation. So it's all machine learning, all these special words they like to use. Machine learning at the bottom there. But yeah, left-footed skill moves. Woo! Apparently, they've also improved goalkeepers jumping for crosses and corners and things like that. Let's see, what are we missing there in the small text? See if I can pause it. No, not really. It's a bit blurry, isn't it? But what they said in the gameplay deep dive is that goalkeepers are going to be stronger in the air. They are going to catch the ball and hold it as they fall to the ground, which is a good thing. And here is confirmation of the women's French league. You've got the official package here, so you've got the overlay and all the templates. They're officially licensed, and this is an incredible animation. So this is what they're calling hard tackles or hard slides, I believe. In FIFA 23, not only will you be able to slide in like normal, but you can also put in crunching slide tackles, where the whole aim, the whole purpose of that tackle is to get the ball a mile away, just smack it out of play or whatever, up the pitch. And now you can actually decide to do that, if that makes sense. So it's not going to be just a slide tackle and, oh, look, the ball's gone a mile away. That's lucky. That's handy. You're now going to be able to actually activate a hard slide tackle so you can get results like that. Couple of things to mention here as well. Not only do we have a new free kick system and corner system and penalty system, it's been completely reworked. You can also see you can have a player lay down behind the wall. I mean, it's a cool little addition to the game, but realistically, how many people are taking free kicks under the wall? I don't know. But this is a really nice addition. I like the expected goals thing. If you're scoring this, you know it was a very difficult goal to score. You've got, the same usual distance pop up, but this is much neater. And you can see the stats underneath here. I like this. I think this is a really nice addition. Hopefully it's quite quick to set up and maybe it remembers your last free kick, or, if you get another free kick in a similar position, it remembers what you did before. Actually, is that a good thing? Maybe you want it just to default to the middle. But yeah, it looks like you move maybe the right stick to choose where you're striking the ball, and then you use the left to change the direction, and it will just tell you here what kind of shot you're going to pull off. It looks cool, though. It looks great. Now, this is something I really want to discuss. This is a power shot. The new power shot looks absolutely incredible. And apparently it's high risk, high reward. So it's a very manual shot. I'm trying to get a better angle of it here. It's Son on the ball who just slows down and the camera kind of zooms and pans in a little bit. It's coming up here. It's so weird on slow motion. You see how the camera zooms in there and he takes a bit of a longer stride. So it seems like it's going to be very difficult to pull off. But here we're going into the World Cup segment. We can confirm, guys, World Cup 22 game mode, including an online mode with crossplay. We're going to get female and male World Cup versions. And then, of course, it just cuts to a usual FIFA trailer type thing. Loads of cinematics and things like that. A couple of things that aren't necessarily shown in this trailer but were mentioned in the deep dive yesterday. And that is things like, you won't believe this, guys. You will not believe this, but goalkeepers' fingers move when the ball strikes them. When a player strikes the ball and it hits a leg or it hits an arm, they react to the ball. It kind of flops them around a little bit. And when a goalkeeper makes a save with his fingertips, they bend backwards. And it does look pretty cool, to be fair. And I know a lot of these things are minor, like fingertips moving, like literally the ball will hit and just bend fingers backwards, and little additions like left-footed skill moves. They're not game-changing, right? But what they are doing this season, or in this year's game, the final FIFA, by the way, of course, it's not going to be called FIFA from next year onwards. They are adding a lot of new animations, which I think is very, very underrated. What people don't realise is there's not much you can do to a football game every year. You're not going to add in new buildings and new weapons and perks, and it's not like that. It's a football game. You change the kits every year, the new signings, and you improve what you've already built. And of course, they can add in features within career mode and within Ultimate Team and things like that. But from what we've seen already so far, and this is a very gameplay focused thing, it's not much, but I do believe that Hypermotion 2 is going to be a massive improvement. They've talked about things like dribbling being a lot nicer now. You can cancel dribbles. If you're going left but suddenly need to turn right, you can actually now interrupt dribbling animations. They've been able to add in interruptions, basically, and it does look a lot more fluid. They have, of course, added in cinematics and things like that, pre-game cinematics to improve the atmosphere, and new stadiums, of course, are coming in. And whilst a lot of people might be disappointed with the lack of additions, we still have a lot of news to come. But gameplay-wise, I think we are going to get a very similar game, but just more polished, you know, with more animations. I think the presentation is better. I honestly believe that the game looks the nicest it's ever looked. I am still excited, and don't get me wrong, right now I'm in a bit of a FIFA rut, but seeing these trailers and seeing, you know, the gameplay deep dive and the pitch notes and things like that, it does get me excited. I'm still that same guy that loves to play career mode every year, so you guys know what to expect when the game comes out. But hopefully you saw something in this video that you didn't know of, or you just enjoyed listening to my opinions. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has been leaving likes and supporting the videos. I mentioned in a recent video that my ratio of likes to views is quite low. Typically, I see a lot of YouTubers getting a lot more likes per 1,000 views than me. So again, if you're happy with the content and you're enjoying it, please do leave a thumbs up. And of course, if you're not enjoying it, then you can leave a thumbs down as well. But leave a comment as well. Let's get the engagement on these videos up. And yeah, I'm excited to make some more transfer videos, some more FIFA 23 videos. And of course, we'll be back with FIFA 22 career mode with MGH United kind of soon, maybe in a week or two.